Good morning and good day, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to this exciting moment where we'll be talking about the future of travels. All right, so our speakers are ready, and I'm sure our listeners as well are ready and prepared for us. And introducing to us next, I'll be calling on Mr. Allen Awosikunke, who is the SVP account management, and he will be giving us an opening remark. You're welcome, Mr. Allen.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining this webinar. My name is Allen Awosikunke, Senior Vice President for CWA. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and distinguished colleagues in the aviation industry, it's my great pleasure to welcome you all to today's webinar on the futures of travel. As we all know, travel has always been an essential part of the human experience, whether for business, leisure, or exploration. But the world of travel is changing at an unprecedented rate, with advancements in technology, changing consumer expectations, and growing importance of sustainability. The way people travel is becoming more connected, personalized, and eco-conscious than ever before. A research work on where travel will be by 2040 estimated that 2.4 billion listeners to get excited about the future of travels. I think that's very interesting. In that article, Travel 2040 Vision, we see the number of international trips worldwide skyrocketed, reaching nearly 2.4 billion. But the research isn't just about numbers, it is also about strategic insight that can transform the travel industry, from pinpointing the next travel hotspot to understanding the evolving needs of travelers. As we gather here this morning, we come with a shared purpose of common goal. Celebrate milestone achieved so far in the aviation sector, learn something new, or simply connect with each other. We are all here with a sense of purpose and excitement. It's an honor to have many talented and accomplished individuals in the aviation and technology industry, each of whom brings their own uniqueness and expertise to this gathering. I'm very confident that the discussions and interaction that will take place here today will be both stimulating and enriching, and will leave here with a renewed sense of understanding and purpose as related to aviation business. As we embark on this journey together, let us remember the importance of learning, collaboration, and mutual respect. By working together, learning, and complementing one another, we can achieve the greater things and make a very positive impact on the world around us. Once again, I ever welcome all of you into today's webinar, and looking forward to a productive and fulfilling webinar. Thank you. As you progress.
Thank you very much, Mr. Allen Awosikunke, for the great speech. And I once again want to welcome everyone and those who are just joining us again. Thank you for joining us at this session. Okay, so before we go on to the keynote speakers, I would like us to exercise some patience while I introduce our speakers to us. Okay, right? In no particular order, I'll be calling the names of our keynote speakers. And here in this program today, I'm glad to welcome and introduce to you once again, Mr. Allen Awosikunke, who is the Senior Vice President, Account Management, Sabre CWA. Also, I have in the house a member who will be talking about the future of travel with innovative technologies. No other person than Mr. Mauricio Ontini, and that's the Strategic Partnerships, EMEA. Also, I have in the house today someone seasoned and I don't want to go too much into their details so that I don't let all the cats out of the bag already. So I wanted to hear from them directly. Okay, so I want to welcome a keynote speaker who will be talking about IATA Insight, right? And none other person than Manal Alta here. And I also have in the house with us on this call another seasoned keynote speaker who will be talking about Sabre products, who will be showcasing some of the Sabre products to us. None other person than Christina Peter. I also have here one of us, we'll be talking about some other products as well, which is what is invoked today. All right, so I'll be introducing to you Crystal Waski. I am sorry if I'm not pronouncing your names correctly, but thank you. I tried, right? Okay, thank you so much. I also have another person here who will be talking about travel agency partners insight. That's our own in-house here. None other person than the president of the National Association of Nigerian Travel Agencies, NANTA, and that's Mr. Yinka Folami. All right, thank you so much, everyone, for taking your time to stay with us on this call. And we really appreciate your presence. And I want to assure you that it's going to be a very insightful time. It's not going to be a waste of time at all, I can assure you that. And I'm sure that you are all ready to learn one or two other things in this meeting today, okay? And before I go on to call on the first speaker who will be talking to us today, I would like to share with us that questions are accommodated, right? But we will not be unmuting ourselves to ask our questions. Rather, we'll be making use of the chat panel. So if you have any questions at all, if you have any concerns, if you have any queries, you can always go to the chat panel and drop your questions there. Thank you very much once again for listening to us. Okay. Right now we'll be calling on the first keynote speaker. We will be talking on the future of travel with innovative technologies, and none other person than Mr. Mauricio Contini, who is the strategic partnership at EMEA. You're welcome, Mr. Mauricio.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me. Thank you for this opportunity to speak with you all. And it's great to share our vision and our current strategy with all of you. So today I have been asked if I can speak about what are we doing to prepare for the future, what are we doing right now in terms of technology. And while we say the future of travel, innovative technologies, we are not talking about the future in 2050. We're talking about now, because the future has already begun. The changes have already occurred, are already occurring, and what you will be seeing will be already the path towards that future, including what we are already doing today. And with that, so if we can go to the next slide, we can start. I'd like to share with you Sabre's strategic framework. This is our path, how we define it up to 2030. We want to be the most valued global technology platform in travel. And when we say valued, we need to provide value to us, value to you, value to our common customer base. How do we do that? In order to provide value, we need to have a technology in place that is perfect, that is modern, that is different, that is fast, and that is able to adapt to the market environment, to the customer environment, to the changing environment. Because what we want to continue to do is solving the most complex challenges in travel. And that does not go without modern technology. We will focus on modern technology in the next slide, but before we go to that, We have three further pillars in our overall strategy, which is retailing and commerce, intelligent retailing and commerce. Why intelligent? Because we will infuse in all of these products. Now we are doing it already in various products, AI, and fortunately we have Christoph here to be able to speak through that in a few moments. On the airline side, we have Sabre Mosaic, who is actually working with the airlines to make sure that they will be able to work with the current PNR structure, but also with the future order system, and have both systems in a modular way running side by side. We have Retail Studio on the hospitality side and some other elements. We have also the open marketplace, which is our main strategy, which we'll talk a little longer about. And then, as said, the modern technology. Go to the next slide, please. How do we define modern technology? Years ago, not sure if everyone knows, we had data centers in certain places of the world. We had backup centers, and that required a lot of maintenance and required a lot of handling in order to make those work. We have now moved into a different environment, the cloud environment. The cloud environment, together with our partner Google, we have engaged into a partnership with Google back in 2020 for 10 years, and we are using the cloud infrastructure from Google to host our products and services in Google. This allows us to be much faster, much quicker to market, adapting to your needs, the customers' needs, the market needs, because the cloud platform will allow us to make sure that it is always available for you, because we will have elements of the clouds in different parts of the world, but also build our products in a way that can be adapted more quickly than before, because they are all built immediately in the cloud, and that gives them the flexibility to adapt to what you need. The cloud allows us also to restrict better and the overall security aspect, to restrict and limit how to access the cloud and build in security from the very beginning of the products, and not build it in on top of what has been built, but conceive the products with security in mind. In the cloud, we also benefit from the expertise of Google's AI algorithms. Google's AI algorithms, they are an expert in that matter, combined with Sabre's data, Sabre's intelligence, Sabre's expertise in travel, is what make our AI products today. And very lucky to have Christoph here, who will be talking about that. In the future, it impacts, or it's positive news for the hospitality business, for the airline business, where we support that as well, but also for the agency business, where we focus totally on improving cost efficiency and improving the way you operate and making real-time decisions with machine learning processes. Just to end on this slide, it is an open interoperable. Just stay back. Go back, please. One slide. It is an open and interoperable system. Why is this important? It is important because in previous systems, we had a little bit of a difficulty to adapt to other players in the market. As you all know, the market is changing, and that means there are various tools out there that are being used globally and locally. And it is critical to be able to adapt, to use, to integrate these tools as well, either as a whole, use all of our systems or part of our systems. And therefore, we need to have a marketplace and technology that is open and allows for integration so that you can make the best out of this technology. Next slide. So let's speak a little bit about our open marketplace. So the open marketplace, as I said, is not only about integrating other technology providers, but also focusing on what you do most, probably booking air, hotel, car, and rail in certain instances. And in this case, we are building out what we call our multi-source platform. So not only you will continue to see Edifactor content, ATPCO content available in our platform, but also NDC content available in our platform. We have currently 27 carriers with NDC fares live in our platform, and we have added 50 other carriers as low-cost carriers into our platform. Carriers that you currently, in certain instances, may book outside of the platform, which makes it obviously more difficult for servicing aspects. And the multi-source platform will be helping on streamlining the way you book air, car, hotel in a continued and consistent way throughout any type of fares and carriers and suppliers. We have in that open marketplace also continued to evolve locally and added functionality into products, which have allowed us to distribute further, expand our distribution capabilities across the globe, which has allowed us to win 40 million new bookings in 2024. In the hotel B2B distribution space, very lucky to have Kiki here on today as well. We are the largest technology or the largest player in the corporate world. If you can be on mute, Noreen, that would be great. We are the largest player in this B2B distribution world, and corporate bookings, together with the TMCs, are very, very high on our platform, and we have continued to grow in this aspect. What is new in this open marketplace is that we integrate payments into the overall fulfillment of our different travel aspects, but also outside of travel. That's a new pillar because we want to make it easy to also pay in the travel industry sector through the digital payment solutions that we put on board. Next slide, please. So why are we doing all of this? We're doing this because, as you have seen, the content is being fragmented, things are changing, it's getting complex to get the right offers. People and airlines and other suppliers might have different fares in different places. So for us, it is evident that you need to have one-stop shop, a place where you can rely on and get all the fares that you need in order to satisfy your customers' needs. There is a lot of competition around that place, so having the best and all the content available is critical, and we understand that. That's why we're building out our systems and negotiating with the various suppliers. But also our focus is around automation, because all costs do go up, the margins get squeezed, and having post-servicing after-sales processes automated is critical. The more you automate post-sales processes, the easier it is to focus on what you would like to do, probably to sell trips to customers, to sell travel, to create travel experiences. So our focus is here on automating what's behind the scenes, also in many cases by infusing AI. And at the end of the day, travelers today are also very, very tech savvy, that go on various websites, look at for different fares. And obviously you can't inhibit that, but having the same visibility to those is good. And having a customer service with automation in place is even better, because these customers get lost once it gets to changes. And this is where they look out for experienced partners like you, where you can help them with those changes and those automations that you have put in place. Next slide. Thanks. So how are we doing this? As you can see, we have a framework. The framework is built upon different layers. We have the layer on the bottom, which is content management. So we bring in all content that I have been speaking about: air, car, hotel, rail, and so on. But not only that, but also content potentially from other sources, from other clients, that we can integrate external content into this content management layer. This will allow us to have everything in one place. We add to that a layer of data intelligence, which helps us run data, understand data, analyze data, add AI to it, and actually bundle and various packages in the offer management side that are very personalized, that are very adapted to your customers' needs, because it is about what experience do you give to the customer. Is it a standard offer, or is it an offer with that is adapted to their needs. If they have long legs, why should they be sitting maybe in a small seat? Why shouldn't they be sitting potentially next to a window or the exit seats on a plane? So knowing that helps bundle potentially with the help of AI, new offers, different offers, real time. The order management is what I was just mentioning, automating processes around anything that has been booked, because bookings are no longer PNRs. Bookings are now a mix of PNRs and orders, what we call them. And these orders need to be efficiently also fulfilled across the different content sources. So that's our focus. We spoke about the financial management and the payment industry, and all of that is available to all of our partners and for the distribution. So in essence, our APIs make all of that available in a very simple way. And you get this through the customer touchpoint products, which means Sabre Red 360 and other products. All of this is hosted in the cloud together with our partner, Google. Next. Next slide, please. Thank you. So what are we investing in this multi-source platform in 2025? We have gone so far, so the future is obviously now. It's not only 2030, but it is a journey. Also for NDC, it is a journey. It will take years until everyone will adopt NDC. We will be in a hybrid landscape, and we will continue to work on what we have already started to work on years ago. So in our pipeline, we have 60 plus further NDC carriers to make sure that the relevant NDC content is there, and also the relevant low-cost carrier content is there. We'll continue to enhance that. We'll see a little bit more about this in a moment. We will improve the order management and continue to automate what we can automate. It is important that we have a maximum of airlines that allow for automated exchanges, automated refunds to be available through Sabre. So bringing them on board and adding them to the list of airlines where you can do in Sabre automated exchanges and refunds will continue to be our focus. But today you have also retailing control tools where you say, I want to have this markup, I want to have that display, I want to have that preference, and that applies only to ATPCO. So we need to make sure, and we have made sure, that we are including into those retailing control mechanisms also NDC and low-cost carriers, so that everything you do on the agency level to make sure that you earn money will be available also for all other content sources, and you don't have to think about how do I going to get money about with NDC and low-cost carriers. I won't speak about travel AI because we have Christoph here, so he will talk more about that. Very interesting stuff. And the APIs will help us, the new unified APIs, to be more efficient as a developer. If you work with us as a developer on bringing products on board, instead of having multiple APIs doing the same thing, we combine them, we orchestrate them, and they go with one thing. You can do one API call, you can do a lot of other things behind the scenes. Next. With this being said, I've spoken a lot about NDC because everyone is speaking also around NDC. So it is important that we actually speak about that as well and show you what have we managed to get towards right now. We have 27 airlines live. We are in 150 plus countries live with NDC. The airline logos that you see there are all available in our system, dependent obviously on each airline and the market they want to distribute NDC in. And what does this mean for you? This means for you that instead of having to get the NDC fares outside somewhere, you can get the same content also in Sabre and make sure that the process of automation post servicing will work properly and consistently in Sabre without having to have disruptions in place. Next, we have added also, as I was saying, low-cost carrier content into our platform. This is totally new for you. Instead of booking that content outside, it can be booked now in the platform in the same way as you book a traditional ATPCO content. And we will continue to add to this to Sabre further carriers. At the moment, we have more than 48 airlines live in various regions, so that these type of suppliers are not booked outside and you have them visible and workable in a consistent way in Sabre. Next, and all of this is available in our tool set. This is one example I wanted still to highlight today. You are using maybe Sabre Red 360 today, which has cryptic and graphical commands, with the landscape is changing, with hotel sophistication, with the NDC sophistication. Things are getting more graphical. The cryptical world will no longer be able to support it in a proper way, sell a product as you would do it in a leisure way in a website. So we need tools, obviously, that support that. Sabre Red 360 does that very well. It's a combination of cryptic and graphical, with all elements of servicing behind the scenes. And we have launched now Sabre Red Launchpad, which helps non-GDS experts actually to get to an easy way of booking flights and hotels and cars and so on, because oftentimes you have people that are not necessarily coming from the travel industry. It needs to be made easy without training effort to book flights as they would book them for their own private purposes. And Sabre Red Launchpad facilitates that for all type of content, NDC, low cost, and whatever, so that it is easy to get to whatever I said before in terms of a platform through this simple to use user interface. Next. So as you have seen, our total focus is the multi-source solution. The future is not yesterday. Future is not the future. The future is actually right now. The multi-source solution is not something that will be coming. It is something that is real today, but will continue to enhance. It's a journey. It's step by step. We will be continuing to focus on an open end-to-end marketplace in order to make it easy for you to get content from different sources and in an intelligent way, so that you stay ahead of the game and continue to earn money in the future together with Sabre. Next, thank you so much for your attention. And that is what I wanted to actually give you as an insight. So hopefully this was interesting for you, and don't hesitate to come back to us, to your team contacts, or the chat if you have any questions around this. Thank you again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Contini, for that insightful presentation we just did now. I hope everyone has learned one or two things from this presentation, and I am sure that we are all glad to hear all these things we have heard today. Okay, some of the things that caught my attention in this presentation is when he talked about the Red Launchpad. This has been expected and anticipated a long time here, especially in this part of the market. So we are glad to hear this is coming, and we know that it's going to serve us more and drive revenue as much as possible. So thank you once again, Mr. Contini. We appreciate your presentation. Thank you. Okay, so coming up next, we'll be having IATA Insight, speaking about modern airline retailing. And this session will be taken by Manal Altehe. You're welcome, Manal.
Thank you. Thank you so much, and good morning, everyone. First, allow me to thank Mr. Allen and Mr. Emmanuel actually for having me with you. It's always a great pleasure to attend Sabre. This is not the first time, and it's always a pleasure to come here and to speak around the IATA payment and distribution programs. So today we will talk about the modern airline retailing. The industry has embarked into the modern airline retailing journey since 2012 when we introduced the NDC, but in 2022 the program itself as a modern airline retailing was introduced, and the airlines were talking about the visions for 2030 for having 100% offers and orders. So that's the journey that we will be talking about today, and explaining where we are and where we want to reach and how we can do that, because it's all about collaboration between the airlines and between their industry partners, be it the travel sellers, the technology providers, all of them, they are key for this journey. So if we move to the next slide, please. Thank you. Let's start by the beginning that we can see that forces outside the airline industry are actually shaping the customer expectations. We started to see digital players such as Amazon, Google, Tesla, Uber, and Netflix. They are all expanding their footprint across the air travel sector and raising the customer expectations when shopping and interacting with the airlines and the travel sellers. So even in our yearly survey, the passenger survey, we heard from the passengers that they are asking for more and they are expecting more customized, seamless, frictionless, and mobile shopping experience similar to the one that they are enjoying with the big digital players. But if we move to the next slide, why it's not possible today in our industry with the current situation? Well, basically today our industry, as we can see, it's constrained and limited by the old legacy technology and legacy processes that has been in place for more than 70 years. We cannot deny that the legacy technology has done an amazing job for the past decades, like connecting thousands of agents to hundreds of airlines. That's amazing. But the problem that it did not evolve significantly in a way to meet the customer's expectations. So the customer experience is not consistent. It depends on where they search for the air travel. When they go to the airline website, it will be very rich, interactive. However, it's not the same when they do that through the travel seller. And actually, the travel sellers and the travel agents, they have been complaining that they cannot access the rich content that the airlines offer on their website. So if we move to the next slide, to solve this problem, and in collaboration with all of the industry partners, IATA Board of Governance back in 2022, under the direction of the 3 advisory councils. So we need to understand the structure of IATA. Usually we are mandated by the Board of Governance, and we have different advisory councils that focus on challenges within the industry that gives recommendation to the Board of Governance. In this particular case about the distribution, we're talking about 3 main advisory councils: the Digital Transformation Advisory Council, the Distribution Advisory Council, and the IATA Financial Advisory Councils. All of them, under the direction of the Board of Governance, they mandated IATA to bring together all the modern standards that has been in place for many years. We're talking about the NDC has been in place since 2012. We're talking about the One Order standard, the One ID, the digital identity, the dynamic pricing, and the future of interlining. So all of these standards, they were handled by separate divisions within IATA. So the Board of Governance asked us to bring them all together under one program, what we call the House, which is the Modern Airline Retailing. The Modern Airline Retailing is based on 3 main pillars. We start with the first one, which is the digital identification. What do we mean by digital identification? Those are modern standards that are enabling airlines to better identify their customers in the retailing and in the customer and in the service delivery at the airports. And now I will explain it in detail. And as well, they are standards that are enabling airlines and their partners and the value chain partners, we're talking about the travel sellers, to process their digital identity, to process the digital identity of each other. So what does this mean? Digital identification. It's, as I mentioned, it's about service delivery at the airports. And today we have a very mature standard that is called One ID. Many airports, they started to use the One ID standards, which is based on the biometrics to identify the passengers when they reach the airport instead of using their passport. So this standard is very mature. And the other standard, which is the digital wallets, to identify the travel agents using digital wallets. Today, all IATA travel agents, they are assigned a unique numeric code to identify them. In the future, we are aiming to assign more of a digital wallet, because this is the technology where everybody is moving toward digital identification. So of course, we will keep the numeric code, but we will have on the top of that, we will have the digital wallet. This is still a work in progress that we are working closely with a pilot airline and a pilot travel sellers to test it before we launch it to the whole industry. So the first pillar is the digital identification. Now, if we move to the second pillar, as you can see, the retailing with offers. Retailing with offers, those are mainly standards that are enabling airlines to create their products and to build, to create and to differentiate their products, and to build a new partnership, as well to distribute dynamically, and as well to offer more personalized offer through the travel sellers, and taking advantage of the payment technologies. So we can see that the payment technology is evolving very fast, and now thanks to the NDC standards, airline can offer more cost-effective, secure, and efficient new forms of payments. So that's the most mature. The retailing with offer is the most mature standard within the modern airline retailing, and it's the first phase. So any airline, any technology provider, any seller that would like to start their retailing journey, the modern retailing journey, it has to start with the NDC standard. It's about the offer. Later on, we are talking more about delivering with orders, and those are standards that are enabling the customers to access their orders in a single record. So as you know, today in our industry, we rely on different references. We have the PNR, we have the e-ticket, and if you add up a new service, then you will have the EMDs. So in the future, we are looking into moving away from all of these different PNRs into one single reference, which is one single source of truth, as we tell it, which is the order. Of course, this is a journey that we are working closely with our partners, with the airlines, and we know that it's not an easy journey. It will impact a lot of the airlines' capabilities, and as well their partners, and as well the technology providers. We heard how Sabre is working on the order capabilities, but let's say that there is a vision, there is an ambition to reach toward 100% offers and orders by 2030. And just to stress on the fact, when we say 100% offers and orders by 2030, that doesn't mean that it's only offers and orders by 2030. Not at all. Of course, we have the legacy environment that has been working for many years successfully and managing the requirements. But along with that, we need to continue to become more customer-centric industry and to meet the customer expectations. So we need to set a target. We need to set an ambition, a vision for our industry. And that's what IATA worked under the modern airline retailing. If we move to the next slide, please. Now, what do we mean by NDC and one order? As I mentioned, NDC is the first phase of the modern retailing, and it was introduced back in 2012. But I would like to highlight here that NDC is not in any way a technology solution. It's rather it's a standard. So IATA's core activity is to set the standards for the industry, and NDC is one of those standards, and for communicating information, let's say, and the content between airlines and the travel agents, but in a way in a modern way and using modern technologies. And here in particular, I'm talking about the XML. Thank you. Yeah, that's this slide. So the XML, this is the technology that is empowering the NDC standard in order to enable airlines to push their rich content and to push more personalized offers through the travel sellers. So what does it mean for the travel sellers? It means that NDC will allow them to have access to the same rich content that airlines are today offering it on their e-commerce, on their direct channels. So this is in a nutshell what is NDC. If we move to the next slide. Thank you. And here, just to stress on the fact that IATA's main role is to develop the standard, is to set standards for the industry and to raise awareness around it. And in general, what are the benefits of bringing standardization? It's mainly helping all the industry partners to speak the same language in case they decided to move forward with this initiative, with the modern retailing. So with the standardization, we know that all the partners will be able to interact in a very seamless way, in a very cost-effective way, and avoiding all of these expensive and costly integrations of systems. So that's the main role of IATA, is to develop the standards and to keep adding more features, let's say, and addressing any previous challenges. And that's why if you heard, like we have from the standard, we have different versions. You have like a schema 17.1 and until we reach to 21.3 and 23 as well. So 21.3, this is the most advanced, let's say, NDC schemas that we started to see a lot of airlines and their partners are using and embarking into using this schemas, because it addresses challenges that challenges that both airlines and travel sellers has faced previously. And I'm talking about servicing. So in terms of servicing, I know that this is a very critical issue for everyone, but servicing, when it comes to the standard, it tackles that topic and it addresses all the limitations that the previous schemas had in the mature one, which is 21.3. Now, if we move to the next slide. Thank you. How can the travelers or even the travel sellers, how can they connect to the airline NDC content? Well, basically, you have 3 ways of connection. You can either go into the direct connect, where the airlines are building what we call the agent portal, and let's say the online travel agents, they can go and connect directly to the airlines agent portal, or you can connect it through aggregators, and we saw how Sabre has done a lot of development and a lot of investment actually to build this aggregation features and aggregation capabilities. So in addition to Sabre, we have as well other aggregators that are pushing the NDC content to the travel sellers, airline NDC content to the travel sellers. If we move to the next slide. Okay, so all right, yeah, so the distribution with NDC, I just want to show you the difference between how it looks like today and how would it look like in the NDC world. So if we look at how flight distribution works today, basically you would have, as a travel agent, you would have a customer coming to your office asking for a specific trip, and you through the GDS you will be requesting for more details from the airlines. Now you push this shopping request to the GDS, and the GDS mainly will go to the airlines third parties. I'm talking in particular about ATP Co and where the airlines are filing their fares. So GDS will contact ATPCO for the fare, OAG, for example, for the schedules, and the airlines for the availability. And once the GDSs, they have all of these 3 information, they will construct the offer and they will push it for the travel agent. That's the traditional way. We started to see, I'm sorry, a second. We started to see that back in around 2010, 2011, if we go back to the slide, please. Yes, this one, thank you. We started to see, if you can see the error between the travel agents connecting directly to the airline. And this direct connection, it started back in around 2010, where each airline, they started to come up with their own development in order to allow travel agents to consume their content as if they are accessing the direct channel, the e-commerce channel. Each airline, they had their own development, and the travel agents, they had to do enhancement and developments from this system that meets the requirements of each airline. So you can imagine the amount of work and amount of developments that agents had to make in order to be able to connect to the airlines, all the airlines that are developing their own agent portal. Okay, so that's how flight distribution worked today, and even back in 2010 with the introduction of this agent portal. Now, how the airline retailing will work with the NDC. With the introduction, if we move to the next slide, please. Okay, so now with the NDC, The GDSs who are acting, as I said, like a GDSs, when we talk about the legacy environment, we call them global distribution systems. But when we talk about NDC, it's more of an aggregators. Their role, they act as messengers. And Sabre has already, as mentioned, those NDC or aggregation capabilities. So thanks to the NDC standards, now the aggregators, they can get this rich content from the airline and push it through to the travel agents. So remember in the previous slide, we said that agents already started to do and to connect to the airlines agent portal, but each airline, they had their own developments. Now with the NDC, we are bringing more standardization, one way of connection, one way of communicating, one way of airlines communicating their rich content to the travel agents. So this will bring definitely more efficiency to the industry. And on the top of that, we created an additional layer because we all believe how the technology providers, they play a key role in the connection between the airlines and the travel agents. So NDC as well empowered the aggregators to push the NDC content from the airline side to the travel agent side. If we move to the next slide, so just to have a better understanding how it will look like. Basically, with the EDIFACT, as you can see that we have a very limited amount that can be communicated, very little product information, and it's very difficult to do personalization or to offer personalized offer. So we can tell that this is a very limited interactive shopping experience. It's all about the customer. It's all about the experience that we provide to the end user, to the passenger. If we look at the XML, which is the NDC, which is powered by the XML technology, we can see that now the airlines, they can allow for a rich content and to be made available through the travel sellers. So as if you are looking at the airline website, right? You have like an actual product, you have more details, more information, and on the top of that, you can offer more personalized offers to the passenger, depending on their needs. If we move to the next slide, please. Now we talked about the NDC or selling with offers. And as I mentioned, that the end vision, in order to become more customer-centric industry, we need to move toward orders. What do we mean by orders? Today, our industry is very limited with the three references. We have the PNRs, we have the e-tickets, and we have the EMDs. And those references, they have been in the industry for more than 70 years. Actually, all the airline systems, all of their partner systems, they are based on these references. So the idea, in order to become more customer-centric, if we move to the next slide, as you can see, yes, thank you. As you can see, it's all about having one reference. This is how, when you do shopping with the digital players like Amazon, you don't have different references for the payment, or if you do a refund, it's only one record, one reference that you can easily adapt and easily change and modify, and as well easily do the refund eventually if you decided to do that. So that's what we want to bring to our industry, having one single reference. If we move to the next slide, we understand that this is not an easy journey. It will require a lot of investment, a lot of changes within the airline systems, within their partner systems, technology providers, and the travel sellers. But to be honest, we started to see momentum in the industry. If we move to the next slide, we started to see how so why to move? Before we talk about the commitments from the industry players, why would industry players actually start to do this and move toward the modern airline retailing? Because it's all about value. It's about value. And this is not as per IATA. As per McKinsey study that was published in 2019 and as well reconfirmed in 2021, that if the industry as a whole embarked into the modern airline retailing, there will be an additional, a huge value creation or a significant value creation opportunities. We are talking about a value that could reach a $45 billion by 2030. So of course, this is a value for all the players, for the airlines, for the technology providers, for the sellers. And that's why we started to see many airlines, many technology providers, they are investing in millions in order to move toward this modern retailing. So as I mentioned, the main driver is value creation. For the airlines, it will enable the product differentiation, so the ability to show competitive features that may be unique to the offer, and therefore eventually it will drive the purchase. And for families, so displaying multiple price points instead of having limited price points as we do today. Airlines, thanks to the dynamic pricing, they will be able to display multiple price points, and this will increase value, and as well it will eventually drive the upsells. Ancillaries, of course, displaying additional products, example like the lounge access, the meal, and the Wi-Fi access, and all of these features will eventually drive the purchase decisions. So NDC will provide the capability for all of these features to be eventually pushed through the travel agents, and this is where the value that the travel agents will get. They will have access to the same content that the airline have on their direct channel. Now, for the corporate buyers, we cannot forget the corporate buyers as a key player. For the corporate buyers, it will be less out of policy booking, because with the NDC, the corporate buyers will gain a better visibility onto the full range of the airline's products and services. And this transparency, it will help in making more informed decisions, and it will ensure that actually the travel policies are adhered in a more effectively. So now I go back to my point for the next slide, like where we are today. And if we move to the next slide, we actually started to hear there is a momentum in the industry. We started to hear a lot of airlines, a lot of technology providers are actually committed for the journey, for the 100% offers and orders journey. Some airlines, as I mentioned in the beginning, the ambition was by 2030, in the last IATA, WFS and WPS, the World Financial Symposium and World Passenger Symposium, we heard airlines that are actually committing to have the order capabilities by 2026. We're talking about next year. So here's an example of some of the information that was already published in the news by British Airways, Saudi Arabia, by Air France KLM, and the Turkish Airlines, and many other airlines and as well technology providers. So that's what we are hearing in the news, right? And this is what the airlines are saying about their journey. But as I mentioned in the beginning, if we move to the next slide, please, this is something that IATA was mandated by the Board of Governance. And whenever we talk about the Board of Governance, it means IATA eventually needs to provide a full report each year on the progress of this program. So how do we assess and how do we measure value that we eventually report to the Board of Governance? Is it through, yes, it's through what we call the Airline Retailing Maturity Index. Probably some of you have heard about the old certification program. We used to say that this airline is certified level 1, level 2, or level 3, or upscale. We moved away from this certification concept to a broader concept, okay? So we moved away from this certification program to a broader concept, which we call Airline Retailing Maturity Index. Why is that? The old concept, it was mainly focused on the capabilities, on the technical capabilities of the airlines and how they connect and which messages, which standards they use when they connect to the travel sellers. We moved away to this broader concept because we understood that partnership is key. for the success of this journey. So the airline retailing maturity index is based on 3 pillars. Of course, the capability, the technical capabilities are important because it is based on a standard, and we want to ensure that everyone is speaking the same language. So that's the main pillar. And based on the information that we receive on that pillar, we have this information published in the ARM index on the website. Today, in the website, we have 176 entries, 76 capable, NDC-capable airlines that published their capabilities. If you go to the website, you will find all the information. We have 20 sellers, and I highly encourage any seller that has the NDC capabilities, that did investment to become NDC capable, to go and apply for the ARM index. So you would be recognized and published and recognized by the whole industry that you actually have the NDC capabilities. So today we have 20 sellers. We have 31 system providers for airlines, and those are the system providers that are offering and building the offer order management system for airlines. And we have 49 system providers for sellers. And here we're talking about the aggregators. So you can go to the website and you will find all the information in addition to the capabilities of those airlines, those aggregators, and those technology providers. So that was the first pillar of the ARM index. The second pillar, which is called the partnership deployment. As I mentioned, because we understood that partnership is key for the success of this journey, we build the pillar of partnership deployment, where we make sure that airlines are in continuous engagements with the sellers, that they have a very easy onboarding process. And actually, we go and ask the travel sellers and as well the technology providers about their experience with the airlines, not because we want to mark or to give points to the airlines, but because we want to enhance the relationship between airlines and their partners. If we move to the next slide. So, sorry, as I mentioned, it's all about raising awareness. And an example is IATA participating in this webinar to share more information with all the travel agents community, and to make sure that you are aware of what is happening and the changes that is and the technology changes that is happening in our industry. But on the top of that, we make our own events, we make our own webinars, we have trainings for the travel agents, and most importantly, we have a lot of public information that you can go and check by yourself. So today, if you go to this website, how to get started with the retailing, what capabilities will be impacted, what are the architecture reference, and how to select the RFP framework for the corporate buyers, and how to select your providers. All of these informations are actually available on our website. And on the top of that, you can subscribe to the newsletter, where you will start to receive more information about the webinars that we usually do for the airlines and for the travel agents as well. If you go to the next slide, I just provided here some of the QR code that you can scan, and you will get access to the modern airline retailing web section. You will get access to the consortium releases. And by consortium, this is around 21 airlines that are advanced in their journey, sharing their experiences, the challenges that they had, and how they were able to overcome those challenges. On the top of that, we have the modern airline retailing webinars. You can go and see all the already recorded webinars. And even lastly, we have the implementation sound bites, which you can get more information from TMCs, from sellers, from airlines, sharing their experiences. They are about short videos from different industry partners, sharing and talking about their experience. So I believe with that, I would reach to the end of my session. Thank you so much. And I really hope that you found the information shared here valuable, and we are happy to answer any questions.
Yes, Manal, the information is so valuable. Honestly, I can assure you that. Thank you for showing us the modern airline retailing. And honestly, the moment you talked about NDC, that caught my attention. And, it's good to remind us that NDC is not a website, just like some other people say, but it's a standard. So I really appreciate that. And I hope so many people find or have found value in your presentation today. Thank you so much once again, Manal. And
Thank you.
upcoming, thank you, Manal. Upcoming, we'll be having Christina Peter on another Sabre product showcase. She will be taking us through Sabre CSL. You're welcome, Christina.
Good morning and good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for having me here today. Yes, today what we're going to do is talk about Sabre content services for lodging, and going to touch a little bit what we have got to offer to all of you. So let's move to the second slide. So content services for lodging was released in 2019, and our plan is really to become the premier B2B lodging platform. So how do you think what we're going to do to become premier B2B lodging platform? So there's a lot of initiatives taking place since 2019. And what we're doing is really we're continued building on the technology platform, ensuring that we are addressing concerns as fragmentation, also normalization, as well as building on what kind of types of content we are offering to content services for lodging, as well as really trying to build a platform to support all of your needs in the region. We have also released just recently some new commercial models to really support new business models with our aggregators, which we support today through content services for lodging, or sometimes we also refer content services for lodging as CSL as well. So I'll be referring it to both terms during the presentation. So let's look a little bit closer at our key projects in 2025. So let's move into the next slide. So what we're doing is we are building on 4 core capabilities to become a premier platform. So we know content is key for all of you. So we keep on building on developing and integrating new content providers into content services for lodging. We want to ensure that you have got the rich content which you need and also unique inventory. And I'm going to go a little bit more in details later on what content we do provide through content services for lodging. As well as we know that content is very fragmented. If you go into different platforms, you will see hotels might be listed on different names, different content, different rates available. So what we're doing is we are normalizing the properties, but then also on product level, because we want to make sure that you have got everything in one place, so you can really compare the different rates from the different sources, as well as have a clear understanding what is offered through the rate. So is it a double room? Is breakfast included? As well as we have also released a new solution called Lodging Retailer. So here it gives you also the flexibility to drive more revenue. Distribution is key as well. That is one of our core capabilities. So here we are building on our APIs, ensuring that we got a good, stable API solution. Also providing you the possibility to do your end-to-end workflow. We know that all of you, probably most of you, are booking hotel content through a solution today. Most likely you're going outside Sabre. Could be because you're looking for cheaper rates or properties which might not be available, or it could be also that you don't feel secure enough to book and shop lodging content in content services for lodging, or in Sabre Red 360. So here, what we've been working very hard on, the display, that it's seamless integration, so making it easy for you to book and shop content through Sabre Red 360 or Sabre Red 360 web version. Really growing that modern interface, and I'm going to touch on that a little bit later on to show you what we have done with Google. Okay, so moving on to the next one. So our tech platform, we have built our tech platform since 2019, as I said, and keeps on growing with the help of our Google partnership, as well as other product investment as well. So the core foundation is really the content management, where we have got access to GDS content. So everyone can access to hotel content through Sabre Red 360 or APIs, or through corporate booking tools as well. Part of the content management is also that you have got access to aggregate content. I'll go through a little bit in the next coming slide, a little bit more about what aggregated content is available through CSL. But what's key to understand is that we are source agnostic. We provide you with the tech platform where you have got the choice to either shop and book GDS content or aggregator of your choice. We have also implemented a new visual content platform. Through our vision content platform, you have got access to images, videos, ensuring that you have a clear understanding on what the property is offering. All of this content, which we have integrated into content services for lodging, is then normalized and preferenced, and it's available through our APIs. So we normalize it, as I mentioned before, on property level. So when you go in and shop for a property, you will see the property being displayed with all of the different sources. And then we normalize it on product level as well. So you got the bed type, breakfast, all the different attributes normalized. On top of this, there's a layer as well, which is new. And very new, we got the retailing in place. So we got lodging retailer where you can decide how to preference your properties, or you can also drive certain rates to be displayed on top with different labels, as well as we have got our partnership here, as you can see, with lodging retail as well. So all of this is available through APIs, and it's integrated in our own point of sale tool, Sabre Red 360. Also, it's available in Launchpad, or you can develop your own solution. Okay. So next, I'm sure all of you have been sitting here and thinking, what content can we provide to you? So Sabre did partner in the early stage with Booking.com, Beds Online, and then also Expedia Group. Expedia Group is actually EPS. I know that Expedia has got two different offerings. They got TAP and EPS. We did partner with the EPS part of their group. Also, just recently, we have integrated also Nuiti. And there is also actually a new content provider as well, or a GDS content provider, which we just recently integrated into the GDS, and that's Premrin. So we'll keep on growing, either integrating hotel properties directly in the GDS path, or we will also look at, of course, maybe adding some more aggregators into content services for lodging. Because we do know that these providers will provide you with extended properties, content, also payment choices available through the different channels. Okay. The next one. So I want to take a few minutes to also go in to look at what kind of rates are offered by these suppliers, as this is a question I recently or very often receive from TMCs, travel agencies, to have a better understanding of what can we provide to you. So Sabre, it's available without any kind of activation. So here you can have access to both prepaid rate, postpaid rates, commissionable rates. Our prepaid rates is all depending on the properties, what they want to offer to us. But these prepaid rates are often probably that you have to pay, provide a credit card and pay straight away. Then we got booking.com. So booking.com is available, and they offer Genius level 1 rates available. They do also support both prepaid rates and postpaid rates and commissionable rates. So all of their rates are actually commissionable rates. With booking.com, we are upgrading to a new version, V3 version. So we're very, very excited because this should be released in June month. So once we release booking.com with a V3 version, we'll be able to support both prepaid and postpaid rates, both with virtual credit card, but then also with standard credit card as well. And this will actually bring also additional content into CSL once we upgrade to the new version. And then with Expedia Group, they also offer prepaid rates and postpaid rates. I would say that with Expedia Group, there are some limitations because they will only work with large agencies. They have got a restriction working with agency who's producing more than 1.5 million in revenue in US dollars. Okay. Beds Online has also been available from the beginning with Sabre, and they do only offer prepaid rates. And it's all depending on the market if they offer commissionable rates or net rates. Nuiti, which is our latest aggregator, offer prepaid rates as well. They do also offer line of credit if you want to have invoice payment as well. And you have got a choice with Nuiti as well to either have commissionable rates or net rates. So if you decide to go ahead with commissionable rates, what Nuiti does is that they will mark up the rates on your behalf. So they give you a variety of choice of how you want to pay, but then also what kind of rates you can shop. Nuiti work also with over 200 different suppliers. So they're kind of an aggregator of an aggregator. So these are all of the 4 different sources who we work with. But as I mentioned before, we are source agnostic. So what's key for you here really, it's really to look at, okay, what kind of content do I need? What kind of payment methods will meet your needs? And then evaluate which content provided might be maybe give you the right value to cover your needs. Okay. Moving on to the next one. So with content services for lodging, what it does, it's giving you an easy way to shop content in one place if you activate aggregator content. So you can easily compare the different kind of rates and compare the rates and what is available. You have also got access through CSL to your negotiated rates. So you can actually go in and negotiate either corporate rates or consortia rates with properties which can be loaded into the GDS. Also through our partnership with Google Search, it'll give you a little bit easier way to shop and search for properties as well. Okay, next one. So Maurizio touched a little bit briefly on our partnership with Google. So we did partnership with Google, and through our partnership with Google, we have developed and introduced 2 new lodging AI services. One thing we were hearing from agencies was that in some cases they might be searching and trying to shop for a hotel property, which was sold out. So with our partnership with Google, what we looked at was alternative property AI services. So what it does is, this solution is that if your property is sold out, it will actually search for an alternative property which will meet your needs. So it will look at the star rating, the attributes, and also that the property is within the same area where you were originally shopping for. Once it look at those 3 different attributes, it will actually provide you with an alternative property. This solution has been available since last year in Sabre Red 360. Also, it's available through our APIs for agencies to code and develop using our AI services. The second AI services, which we released last year, and we're actually testing it at the moment, it's cross-sell. So here it is a new API service to look at how you can increase your lodging attachment to an air booking. We know that it could be cases where someone will come to you and book air, but might book lodging elsewhere. With our cross-sell AI services, what it will look at is that it will look at, okay, you have made a booking with an air booking, and it gives you an option to attach a hotel booking because the passenger might stay more than one night away at the destination. What we'll look at it is we'll be looking at your the profile to see if you have any preferred properties. It will look at the traveler's phone number and try to match and understand what are their preferred properties. So based on the information which it can collect in the background, the lodging AI can then recommend some suitable properties based on the agency and based on the end customer's profile. Here in Sabre, what we'll do then is provide you with some options for you to be able to book at it. Okay. So those are the 2 lodging AIs which are currently available. Okay, moving on. Okay. Also, part of our partnership with Google, we have also introduced a new map searched solution in Sabre Red 360 and Launchpad. So this is really using new modern search capabilities to improve the efficiency for you to be able the right properties. As you can see here from this example here, we simply do the shopping, looking at properties in London. It is very efficient. You can also look in other search areas. One feedback, what we were hearing from travel agencies, that with our current solution, sometimes was making it difficult if you didn't have the GDS experience to shop and book for hotel content. So that's why we partnered with Google and really introduced this new improved booking and search process. It is currently in pilot, and we're planning to release it in March, April time. So if it's something you're interested in, please speak to your team and we can activate for this solution to be available for you in Sabre Red 360. Okay, and moving on. So last for all, only want to highlight that we are here. We're here to provide you support, the Sabre team, but also the local team, also to, of course, integrate and implement content services for lodging. Through our CSL APIs, you have got access to friendly, easier workflow processes. We've been listening to you to understand your needs, to try to grow your confidence in booking lodging through Sabre. Also, we can provide consulting to understand your lodging needs, as well as drive your hotel attachment rates. We've done some studies in other markets to look at insight, understanding how customers are booking, how our team is booking air and hotel, and what kind of maybe reporting insights you value. So here we got really the end-to-end implementation to help you to grow and drive lodging in your region and within your agency. And I would like to thank you all for learning more about content services for lodging. And I'll be handing it over to the next presenter.
All right, thank you so much, Christina. Before you hand it over to the next presenter, let me come up as the moderator of this event, okay? So I really want to appreciate you for your time and listing out all the package you've got for us today. You know, you talked about the core capabilities, which involves the content, display, distribution, and supply management. You know, going ahead to show us the sources as well as an intuitive way to shop and compare conglomeration of rates that has been embedded into the Sabre content services for lodging. You know, this are very enlightening, and we want to appreciate you for that. And lastly, one of my take-homes from all of this is was when you talked about the AI, the lodging AI. You know, that's a very, very good development there. And you know, when people shop for flights and other things, and they get recommendations for lodging options, that's a very good way to go. So we really appreciate you once again for your time to show us around all of this. Thank you very much, Christina. Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Coming up next will be having Christoph Kujawski. But before we have him, will be Kujawski. Thank you for correcting me. Thank you. But before you come up, please, there's a little time we want to quickly get a reaction from the president of the National Association of Nigerian Travel Agencies. That's Mr. Yinka Folami. So in few minutes, we'll be bringing up Mr. Yinka just to get a reaction from him before Mr. Kujawski comes up. Thank you very much. Mr. Yinka.
So should I start already? Oh, sorry, I didn't get whether I'm now
Okay.
or...
No, we'll be having you, but before you come up, we want to quickly get a reaction from Mr. Yinka. So just exercise a little patience. And before Mr. Yinka comes up...
stop
presenting. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Before Mr. Yinka comes up, I would like to say to everyone that you can make use of the chat panel to ask your questions. And if you have some concerns as well, you can always make use of the chat panel to do that. So please, listeners, kindly adhere to that and make sure your questions are based on the packages you are receiving today. All right, I think Mr. Yinka is up now. You may have the floor, Mr. Yinka. Good day to you, sir.
You are on mute.
Yeah, Mr. Yinka, your line is muted. You can kindly unmute yourself. Yeah, thank you. We can hear you now.
So as usual, thank you to the Sabre team. Yeah, and thank you for bringing this product and the depth of information to the market. My name is Yinka Folami. I don't know. I think I had a network snap. I don't know if you had properly introduced me, particularly for the purpose of our colleagues from outside Nigeria. My name is Yinka Folami, I'm the president of NANTA. NANTA is the National Association for Nigeria Travel Agencies. Yeah. I have been a big fan, even right before I came into my NANTA positions. I have been a big fan of Sabre. And it's only for one simple reason, right? Firstly, I congratulate Sabre for getting it right every day. But the reason why I've been a fan of Sabre is for two simple reasons. Sabre understands how to break things down. Yeah? And Sabre understands how to simplify things. And that's the reason why my team and I in my personal office are very comfortable with Sabre. And at every opportunity that I have, I always, I like to say that, yeah. That has nothing to do with my relationship with other GDSs, but this is my personal opinion about Sabre. Now, if I were to reflect on maybe the last hour or hour and 10 minutes that I've been in, I have to apologize too that I came in late. So if I were to reflect on the last hour and 10 minutes, I like the fact that Sabre is bringing the future to today. So I enjoyed the presentation of the first presenter that said the future is right here. The future is right here, and I agree. The future is right here. Yeah. I also enjoyed the presentation of the IATA representative. That was very educative, and I hope a lot of our members are online, and I have charged Sabre back end through Mr. Emmanuel Ishola. Yeah, I have charged him back end as the presentation was going on that Sabre should go immediately into activation workshops and make sure that the simplicity that I am observing today is understood industry-wide. Yeah. So it is very clear, yeah, from IATA's presentation. One thing that I understood it before, but the IATA presenter, I'm sorry that I can't catch up with the names. Please, I apologize for that. But the lady from IATA was very clear in her presentation. And the summary of what she made us understand is that with NDC, right? With NDC, you have access to the same content as airlines do. So that's very important for members to understand. I have always understood that, but you made it very clear, right? So once that is understood, all the talk about, airline online fares are better than fares published to agents, all of that will go. So I'm charging Sabre, yeah? I'm charging Sabre to go into workshops and break all this information down, yeah, as simply, yeah, as I have understood today. Yeah. Then the good thing is that, I am learning from here, even though I've always known that Sabre is also building very competent aggregation, NDC aggregation capabilities. And that has also been confirmed by IATA. So if you are building very competent aggregation capabilities, then go into the market. Mr. Ishola, go into the market, break it down, and whatever support in terms of channel to our members that you need, you are sure that we'll always, provide it to you. Then lastly, yeah, because I don't want to take too much of your time, even though I haven't quite fully grasped, but I think your CSL technology, am I right, Mr. Ishola?
Yeah, you're right. Go ahead. You're right, sir.
Your CSL integration, I think it's a game changer. And I don't understand why you're still sitting on it. I don't understand why today, as the president of NANTA, today is the first time I'm hearing of it. So stop sitting on it and go into the market and change the game. And put what you are doing in Sabre is that you are putting power into the hands of individual travel agencies and individual travel agents. So go quickly into it. So, and I always like to end on a very light note. So the last presenter was talking about AI. Yeah? And when I started hearing about AI, I I'm happy that I'm giving this comment before the AI technology, because I'm one of those people that think that AI is as competent as and as promising as it is. I'm one of the people that think that AI is another demon that we are inviting, even though we need to take whatever it brings with it. And the reason why I'm saying that, now I said that I have already provided I have already provided an acknowledgement, of AI, right? But the reason why I want to end my conversation on a light note and about AI is that I have always believed from research position and from experience, right? I've always believed in two things, right? It is very clear that if you want to future-proof travel, you must understand who the future traveler is. And the future traveler is a youth. And because the future traveler is a youth, the future travel provider is a youth. If we understand that, and if we understand that you must embrace technology or die, we must understand that, yeah? However, we must understand, the world of the traveler. And the world of the traveler is both online and offline. So there must be a very intelligent convergence between online solutions, and offline solutions. So it brings me to AI. And I'm now then saying this just as an ordinary person, and I'm saying this because I'm also a lecturer, and it's in a different area, and I always like to interact, particularly with the young, right? So I am saying this, and I'm serving this whatever on AI, right? No matter how intelligent AI is, they do not reason like human. And I'm saying it for purpose of travel, because in travel, you still have to apply yourself, right? No matter how intelligent AI is, they do not reason like human, and you must apply yourself. You have a responsibility to apply yourself. 2, AI lacks the capacity of independent thoughts that we humans have. They lack that capacity. And it is important for us as a travel practitioner, when you are embracing all this technology, to make sure that you apply yourself, because AI will only operate within the boundaries of the programmer. So if Mr. Ishola is the programmer, AI will operate within the boundaries of the program, that is sent into it. So on that note, I would like to end my conversation and my reflection on your product. I am not taking anything away from AI. I am just sounding a balance, for AI, and the balance that every travel practitioner, must achieve for success. Thank you again, Sabre, for bringing this down. Thank you again for the simplification, the breakdown and simplification that you provided today. And thank you, particularly for giving me the opportunity, to speak to your wonderful audience.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yinka. Thank you. We appreciate you. We should be doing the appreciation from here for all these comments we've gotten from you today. And not just the comments, the good comments, I mean alone, but the challenge you have thrown to us to push out the CSL, especially, and other products out there for our customers to benefit from. So we really appreciate your time. Thank you for your presence and all the comments you have made. Thank you once again, Mr. Yinka. Before we go on to the next speaker, I would like to remind us that the chat panel is open for all of us to use. If you have any questions and concerns, kindly make use of the chat panel to show all of your questions and concerns. So I'll be bringing up now someone who will be showcasing another Sabre product, which is the Sabre travel AI, and none other person than Christoph Koyoski.
Thank you very
You're
much,
welcome, Mr. Koyoski.
and thank you for this summary, Mr. Falami. And I actually agree in very basically all points here, and I'm hoping to get across Sabre as not. There is obviously this kind of hype for AI. Now, Sabre is using AI for a very particular purposes, where this is getting the simplifying things again. That's a very good observation there, and not basically replacing human involvement here. Is mostly on getting the good understanding of and simplifying things, breaking them down. That's a very good observation, and that's where we at. So just going to my presentation. Please also excuse me if this gets a little bit too technical. I am a data scientist, so usually I am operating in more kind of technical terms. But I will try to give you confidence that Sabre is not just flashing words. Hey, we use AI. No, come with us. That's because we use that as a toolkit for achieving basically some use cases. And this is the slide that Sabre is generally providing, and the AI models are in the center here. And this is what I am coming from, the Sabre Labs, where we develop those models, and I'm an author as well of some of the models. It has been stressed here that we cooperate with Google. That so Maurizio mentioned. This is for the purpose of security, handling data. AI, machine learning, is as good as the data that is behind it. That's also what Mr. Falami said. It is basically able to give you the value, but this is dependent on what data do we have, and this is the Sabre leverages on amount of data that we have, and we are in the good point to actually being able to provide insights from this data. And we leverage as well all the technologies that Google provides us, and with stability, security, scalability. Yeah. So moving on, the other thing that Sabre has is that we did a lot of investment. So we did a lot of investment in back end, right? So any new functionality, any new capability that is machine learning driven or AI driven, it is not done from scratch. We have been working on Sabre specific backend services, which, so in order to be able to deliver anything new or any new feature, change of the feature, so it's never being developed from the scratch. It's basically built upon all the layers of backend services, where all of them provide. So we basically stand on the shoulders of giants, as it's usually. So this is basically quite rational. And again, going back to what has been said, AI is a flashy word. Now, in Sabre, we approach this always from the use case perspective. So we don't use, large language models, chats, AI chats, or whatever for sake of using that. No, always we come out from having a use case that is usually coming from agencies. That is, and there will be a slide there where we ask for your input here. But we have a use case. We try to establish what data do we have to represent this use case? What data we have to represent this use case in the real world. Then we assess what tools we should be using to get this use case broken down, simplified, and described in a proper way. We go to the platform so what tools we already have, what services we already built, and so on, and we assess the impact of our involvement there. The other measurement of our maturity in terms of using those services or this AI is that we offer those models that we built in a variety of ways. So most of you will might be able to use something as a ready product in Sabre Red 360 or Launchpad. So ready Sabre products where this is enabled in some way, if necessary. You may be using some direct Sabre APIs like BFM or CSL APIs, and you just switch on something that you want to have some additional insight there that is AI related. You switch this on, or you may integrate directly to our APIs, which are available externally as well. So going back to actual available services that we have global shopping, and we have all of those green ones are the ones that are being used currently by customers and available. Now there are some others that we have already done. They are in the production state and they are being evaluated, and they are ready to be tried. And we have some of the kind of a pipeline of the services that are coming. So these are just touch on in terms of where we at. So there are the descriptions of let's maybe not get there. So in terms of getting to the actual services, maybe I'll skip the schedule change predictor, and I can show a demo later on. So for the lodging AI, I have a video presented. Please let me know if you have Okay, just to double check, did anyone hear audio? Because sorry, I could see that maybe there was some issue that I didn't share. I think I did share audio for the video. Now I think this is
Yeah.
a slide. Yep.
Yeah, I think we got some reactions from people that the audio went off for a while, but I think it's their network anyway. So some of us
Okay.
can still hear you, and we can see the video and hear the audio as well. So we can
Okay.
continue.
Okay, so just to summarize what was there in the video, we have built a kind of a customer behavior model for anyone booking the lodging, and these models can be both global, regional. They can be suited towards particular that they are segmented, so we identify whether this is a leisure business, longer stay, shorter stay, and so on. And we are able to assess whether what is the probability of selection of particular property given the set of options. And based on that, we are able to propose. So again, for the cross sell, if there is some air travel missing the hotels, we check what is available, what is most likely to be selected, and we propose those options. This can be done either like online or offline based on the search. And for the hotel alternatives, it's the similar thing. So we, based on the traveler data there, or what was being searched, we also include, this is this AI part. So we include based on our machine learning model, we search for the alternatives. We judge those alternatives based on the machine learning model that we have, which is the most likely to be selected. So options that you are given are not random options. They, of course, include preferencing if you have it set up. But for the markets that may not have the preferencing set up, or that they are not penetrated as well, the model will be assessing, okay, what is the most likely, what the person looking for is most likely to be looking for, right? So that's the learning model in the works. We have, for instance, other service, which is email analyzer. This is more in line with the kind of a chat GPT type of work, where we process the free text and structurize it using the model behind it in order to provide with kind of extract the data that is being sent across. Please let me know if the video has audio again. I think I'm sharing this. It's easier for me to show the video because it's more difficult with the Right. So this is another example for the service that we have. Let me see. Let me see what else. I think because I am just like 4 minutes, let me also give you like a short demo of other services. So, for instance, we have the service that is yeah, flight change predictor, and this is like an example really easy, really simplified GUI for that. But let's say that someone is looking for air travel from Lagos to Johannesburg, and let's say this is a 14 days advance purchase, and this is currently being done on the production. And we, based on our machine learning model, again, we are able to assess what's the cancellation risk of all the options. We are able to provide you with the additional data that, given the what flight is causing the issue, what is the statistically, what are the delays that we observe, and we can provide you with all the data through the API, and you may adjust the retailing of this. You may filter out too high of the cancellation options here, or you may add a markup because there is much more likely that these flights will cause some additional work for your agents. So we have a models that are able to predict what is in the long run, so up to half a year time or even a year time for some markets. We are able to assess what's the risk of associated for the rescheduling of the given flights. We also have the offer display. So I also selected this same OD, and for this I am able to, let me sort this by yeah. So we are able to enrich the typical itinerary list, given the set of options, so set of itineraries. We are able to, using the, again, machine learning model, we are establishing what is the probability of selection of any option here within the list. We can also enhance this with any yield information. So basically net effective fare, we can calculate this, and we can optimize towards, in order to display, let's say, the top 10, to increase the expected yield from any given shop, because we can sort, then send, you can give you the order in which the most likely to be selected and the itineraries that give you the most yield are displayed first. So basically, we have this capabilities to enrich both lodging and air offers with probability of selection for any given set of options. And I am over time now, so thank you very much. Sorry for this kind of a little bit jumping between services. I was trying to cover as many as possible, but obviously that within this time scope, I am only able to show a couple. So this is where the Sabre stands on. We have a use cases, and we have all the back end services to support that, and we are able to create models that represent the reality of the travel. We are able to tune this up for particular regions, for particular customers, for particular segments, and we are able to assess what is being likely to be chosen. We are able to tune their retail offers using this AI models. Thank you very much, and I'm hoping that this has been informative.
Yes, it has been very, very informative. Thank you very much, Mr. Uh, Kowalski. Thank you for your presentation, for showing us Sabre Travel AI journey, and also for bringing the future to the present time. This is well appreciated, and we hope to hear more of you in the future. Thank you once again. And I would like to say a special thanks to all of our presenters today. Mr. Maurizio Consini, Mr. Allen Awosikunde, Manal, Christina, Yinka, and as well as the person I'm bringing on board now for a closing remark, and that's none other person than Mr. Emmanuel Ishola. You're welcome, Mr. Emmanuel. You may have the floor.
Yeah, thank you, Joshua. I think you can hear me. I'm glad to connect with the professionals in the industry and across CWA, and I join my voice to appreciate our presenter, especially those from the head office, and continue. You've done great, and Mana from IATA, you've done as well. Kiki, I appreciate you, and Christoph, I appreciate you as well. Mr. Fulami, you have done great as well. And I thank you for taking your time. Our customers that are on board, especially the devoted Sabre users and the prospects that we have here, I want to appreciate you for joining the call this morning for this insightful discussion on the future of travels. As we have been challenged, especially from the NANTA president, I'm giving you the assurance what comes next now is the product workshop. We'll be inviting our selected agencies to attend this, and this is not limited to Nigeria. It will go across the CWA in the 18 countries where our presence is. I'm giving you the assurance, all the product that we have showcased to you this morning, we are going to take it granular to make you have good understanding, and we promise to connect you to them. Yeah, as we have seen, the industry is revolving rapidly, and it is exciting to imagine where the technology innovation is taking us to next. I don't know what will happen in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, but I trust you've gotten value from the different presentation from our team, our expertise that we brought on board this morning. And we hope you'll be living with new perspective and inspiration to embrace the changes ahead. And I want to assure you once again that Sabre is well positioned to support you in overcoming the challenges that is ahead. On that note, I will just say we should stay curious, we should stay focused, we should stay adventurous, and I believe together we can make a travel happen. And very soon we'll be calling you again for more insightful presentation, whether by physical meetings or on webinar. Just be available at all times to hear from us. And as I said, we promise to take the product to your doorstep. Anytime from now, you'll be seeing our sales team or our product team knocking at your door or inviting you to our head offices or where our office is in the country where you've joined us from, so that you'll be get connected to those products that we have presented to you today. Thank you for your time, and I wish you a wonderful week ahead. Over to you, Joshua.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel. Thank you for your time as well. And just like Mr. Emmanuel said, we appreciate you all for coming on board to join us into this program. And we have for you so many more programs ahead of us. And I'm sure that they are going to be exciting and very much more insightful as well. Okay, so on this note, we want to end today's program. And before we go, I would like to tell you that for more inquiries, for support, for concerns, you can always reach out to us
through our help desk email, and that's helpdesk@sabreng.com or helpdesk@cwa.com. And you can always give us a direct call to channel your inquiries and questions. And our call numbers are 0707, excuse me, please, 0708 777 5301. Let me take that again. 0708 777 5301. And the other line you can always reach us on is as well 0803 123 0223. And I'll take that again, 0803 123 0223. Thank you very much once again. Together we can make travel happen. You can always reach us on our social media platforms as well. And we have Facebook at Sabre Central and West Africa. And I want you to be careful when you are going on this social media platform so you don't fall into the wrong hands. Please, you can write them down or visit them right now, or do a screenshot of what you have on the screen at the moment so you don't fall into the wrong hands. The Facebook platform is at Sabre Central and West Africa. Also on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Sabre West Africa. Then on Instagram, Sabre Central West Africa. And you can always subscribe on YouTube as well at Sabre West Africa. Thank you once again for joining us on today's episode, and rolling.
To accurate, relevant, and customized market and competitor data. Sabre Market Intelligence is an innovative analytics and data integration tool that allows you to harness the power of knowledge with historical, current, and forward-looking indicators such as schedule, passenger, booking, and financial market data. Sabre Market Intelligence enables you to empower new insight and better decision-making with accurate, unified market data from over 50 different providers from all over the world, including airports, travel and tourism bodies, and departments of transportation. Improve competitive market positioning with 24/7 access to the most complete database of demand and schedule information delivered via an intuitive visual user experience. Gain unique insight using historical schedule, passenger, booking, and financial market data. Analyze local and connecting airport traffic to identify and prioritize top opportunities. Improve marketing campaigns, prepare business cases for targeted prospects, and measure the impacts of new pricing, marketing, or sales initiatives. Enable access to intuitive and robust reporting technology and powerful advanced analytics to analyze and track passenger yields and load factors. Improve forecast passenger demand accuracy by up to 7% using innovative Sabre Travel AI technology that capitalizes on Google Cloud AI solutions and automated machine learning tools. These powerful tools sense, analyze, and predict consumer behavior.
How can technology make travel more personal? Introducing Sabre Travel AI, the ingrained technology that will help make personalized travel a reality. Bringing together Sabre's deep industry expertise with Google Cloud's state-of-the-art AI technology and advanced learning capabilities, Sabre Travel AI enables travel companies to take retailing and customer experiences to the next level. Access real-time, unprecedented data on traveler preferences and business insights like never before to provide the right offer to the right person at the right time, extending that customized experience all the way through to the day of travel. It's about getting better acquainted with today's traveler, who they are, their likes, their dislikes, and using predictive insights to keep them coming back for more. Increase revenue opportunities while enabling more tailored travel experiences. Scalable, intelligent. Take a bold step forward in infusing decision science across the full travel spectrum. And get ready to experience everything Sabre Travel AI has in store for the future of travel. How can technology make travel more personal? Introducing Sabre Travel AI, the ingrained technology that will help make personalized travel a reality. Bringing together Sabre's deep industry expertise with Google Cloud's state-of-the-art AI technology and advanced learning capabilities, Sabre Travel AI enables travel companies to take retailing and customer experiences to the next level. Access real-time, unprecedented data on traveler preferences and business insights like never before to provide the right offer to the right person at the right time. Extending that customized experience all the way through to the day of travel. It's about getting better acquainted with today's traveler, who they are, their likes, their dislikes, and using predictive insights to keep them coming back for more. Increase revenue opportunities while enabling more tailored travel experiences. Scalable, intelligent. Take a bold step forward in infusing decision science across the full travel spectrum. And get ready to experience everything Sabre Travel AI has in store for the future of travel.
What's our vision for the future of travel retail? We think it's wide open. Open for business today with the tech you need for tomorrow. Breaking free of legacy systems and opening the door to offers and orders that enable you to build retailing experiences your way. Today, Sabre's advanced artificial intelligence and machine learning solutions lets you create personalized offers, optimize choice, and maximize revenue opportunities. We're also delivering personalized NDC-enabled offers and orders, and our modular, scalable, API-based microservices help you connect travelers to the experiences they seek. But that's just the start. We know you and your customers need more. That's why we're building the travel marketplace of the future, to truly open up a world of possibilities. So let's go. The future is open. Are you ready? What's our vision for the future of travel retail? We think it's wide open. Open for business today with the tech you need for tomorrow. Breaking free of legacy systems and opening